somebody thought too highly of themselves and they didn't really think that you Leos can walk away from them. Look, you have the Tower, the Three of Swords, and the Chariot, right? This is for Leos. So for you Leos, you were trying to get to know somebody and the person pretty much tried to get you to chase up after them. Either that or they was just too much of a threat. They had just had too much stuff going on. It was too much of a financial threat, too much of, those people trying to get you to jump through hoops. It was just too much all at once. They wanted all of these stupid guarantees and all of this, all of that. And you were just touching bases. You were just trying to get to know them, right? It's not to say that you were into anything too heavy with them. You've known them for a long time. No, you Leos only known these people for a short amount of time, and they coming in with all of this wants. You know what I'm talking about? People that you date and then they want a whole buffet. And it's like, yo, what is up with these people asking for all of this type of stuff in the first place? Like there's no kind of shame with them. There's no kind of disgust at the idea that they could sit up there with a smile on their face and act like they're superior off of having to kind of like use trickery, basically begging, right? Really begging, but using trickery, like, oh, you need to buy me a full course meal and stuff like this. So again, the Temperance and the Moon represents you Leo saw this person like way too much trouble, either on the date, or when you was kicking it with them, right? Whatever it is that you want to call it, date, not a date, still the same stuff. It's still a date, kicking it with them. There's a romantic undertone to it, still a date. I'm just calling it a date, right? But whether it was on the first date, whether it was you trying to talk to them and they kept telling you no or whatnot, or they told you no before, but then they exchanged numbers with you and then they showed you some form of interest, and then they pulled the interest back, and now you Leos are trying to figure out what's going on. Look, you Leos used your wisdom and you got away from them. You ghosted them. And that's the correct thing for you Leos to do, because they was just way too much problems, even for their own good. Like, what is the point of having to create all of those problems for? Because I'll tell you why. They wanted to see, when a person creates those types of problems, they want to see how much trouble you're willing to go through to get to them, which is stupid, because why would you try to create unnecessary problems for your romantic interest? Because they're trying to make it more romantic, and it's like, that sounds stupid. See, Snow White and Prince Charming really did have to go through this because he was trying to create his own rites of passage. It had nothing to do with chasing up after anybody, for that matter, and they had nothing to do with that. So the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles is now about how, so you Leos just reminded yourselves, like, this is the reason why it is that you usually don't go out and try to get to know other people, because there's a lot of crackpots out here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who you can tell that they're not used to dating. You can tell that they don't really have too much honest, real, deep experiences with themselves and a significant other. Because if they did, they would understand that Disney movie type stuff, there's a lot of truth in that. There's a lot of wisdom in that. But then there's also a lot of fluff and nonsense in that too, right? Trying to create unnecessary problems for a would-be potential significant other or an established significant other is not the best thing for you to do. The only quality of people that's going to sit there and struggle and go back and forth in a power struggle with this person or with those types of people are people who don't really have a lot going on. You know why? Because you're not going to be able to accomplish your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your long-term desires, and still have a whole argument and play this roller coaster ride with this stupid significant other. If they don't, because truth be told, You got all these people out here, Leo, with all this nonsense about they want this and they want that. Look, all this risk and they want things to be exciting. Listen, if you don't think that investing in the stock market is exciting and it's enough risk for you, what kind of risk do these people want? These people want penitentiary risk, right? You want to be able to see every single day if there's a chance that the law enforcement or the police will go ahead and knock on your door, right? No, you talking about risk, right? You don't want the risk of doing something legal like let's invest in these stocks. No, you interested in risks like, oh, okay, you know, let's go sell let's go sell something and then figure out what it is that we're selling and then think about it later. So the star and the King of Cups represents how, you know, you Leos are enlightened now. You see it for what it is. Like all of these people who sound like that is lame because they're really caught off of the dopamine rush and the adrenaline of this is what it is that they do, but they don't really want to try their hand to make the transition. Because when you get a rush off of something and you change that rush, what it is that you are usually rewarded by, right, that you deem as rewarding, it's difficult and it's going to be boring at first. This is where it is that the good people are boring. It's because no, you are caught up in the dopamine rush of the bad individuals. But of course, when they come to you and they realize that you Leos are decent and turning your life around from wherever you came from, may not have necessarily been in the streets, but you have turned your life around for the better. You're becoming more on the straight and narrow than you were even before. You may not have been a criminal. Of course, they're going to think of it as boring because that's not what their brain is wired to. That takes a minute for them to that takes anyone a minute or a couple of weeks for them to actually see it for what it is. But the problem is every time there's some sort of stability, you got to understand, Leo, those are the type of people that will keep the cheap thrills going instead of them allowing themselves and their brain and everything to come down to base level for them to really understand that this is the reward that they would like the whole time. So they're very much so caught up with the dopamine rush of, you know, the trap, the stuff that's exciting, or trying to, you know, create an argument and all this other stupid stuff when that's just like a routine, just like anything else. And they won't come off of the routine. Oh, I gotta that's lame. Anyone who's doing that is a dub. That's lame. That's lame. Because on my side of the fence, you get a rush every time you put some dollars in that stock. And I'm not saying that people have to do that. I'm saying that it just depends on what you trained yourself to. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the star. Right? Star represents Aquarius, which is your opposite zodiac sign. Knight of Swords, Nine of Swords, the Star card, Six of Pentacles, the Death. Right? So for you Leos, again, you know, you'd rather be by yourself because you Leos figured it out. You don't want to deal with somebody who's going to be all this amount of trouble, all this trouble that they're coming in with. You don't even know them like that, and they're already giving you problems. Like what is that? What type of relationship is that going to be long term? The Six of Pentacles and the Death card represents that these people think that they're upgrading you and they're putting you in a position to succeed in life. This is the delusion. And this is the thing that you Leos see. They're deluded. How are they going to tear you down with all of this dopamine rush, roller coaster, trying to get on your nerves type stuff, and then at the same time build you up to have to go on out there, live your life, as well as knowing them, being in a relationship with them, and succeed and come out to be something. Just stupid. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. And yeah, catch you in the next video. See you Wednesday.